Hi everyone, I'm going to share with you a little bit about my personal WordPress experience. I have a WordPress website and I'm going to share with you how I get around now that the Guttenberg editor has been updated. So to explain a little bit about how I use a computer, you'll see on the screen here that I'm on my dashboard and the contrast is high contrast, so light coloured text on a dark background. And I also use a screen magnifier, so I zoom in to the area so I can see it. I also use a screen reader from time to time. So what I'd like to do now is post a news item about a case in the US where a blind man sued Domino's Pizza because their website wasn't accessible. So to do that, I'm going to click on post. So I found post there, and then over on this screen I'm going to go to add new article, and so that's all fine. So then we come into the editor, and over here I should be able to find my area where I can add a title. Let's see if I can track that down to be up there. There we go. So what I'll do now is I'll pop back to my document, and I've got my, just going to zoom out a little bit, I'm going to grab my Domino's Pizza headline there, I'll copy that and I'll paste that in there. So that's pretty straightforward. And now I'll go down to the builder, I'll choose the standard editor, and so now I've got the standard Guttenberg feature. Now what's nice in my colour scheme is that you can see that it's contrasts quite well, and my little block button has come up, and if I click on that I can see the elements within that. Now one accessibility issue I've found with this is that often these tiles will move around. So at the moment, like to insert an image is over here, last time I used it, it was in the centre. So I do find it a bit tricky sometimes because, as you can see, I have a small window area, that's a bit tricky to get around. So let's go back to the actual text itself. So I'll click in there and I'm going to copy and paste my news item. So I'll get rid of the title there, I'll copy that, and I will now insert the text. And that all went really smoothly. I can check that with my screen reader, so I'll turn that on.
Add a new post, Dr Scott Hollier. Food delivery apps can be a frustrating experience for people who are blind or vision impaired. From personal experience, I found this is generally due to missing alternative.
And you'll see that that actually works quite well too. But here's the problem. I now want to add an image of a pizza. I have it on my computer. Now, earlier I had the little block button, and that was really helpful because that meant I could then easily sort of get that and be able to click and then choose my image. But now I'm not sure if I can do that. So I'm here, I've got my headings up the top, which is quite handy for the editing of text. But even when I go in here to have a look for options, I can't find any image option, and the side button that used to get me to insert image isn't there anymore because I'm in the editing mode. Now I do know from experience that if I do want to find that block button again, it is kind of up the top, so I'm going up the top and I'm at the top, and I'll scroll around here and see if I can track it down. And I'm looking, and there we go, and I've tracked it down. Now whilst having some vision I was able to do that, it's highly unlikely with a screen reader that I would have had much luck in getting to that. So the simplicity of the old version was that there were a few layers of editing tools. I could easily just click add media and work my way from there, but that's become a bit of a tricky process. So I don't think that Guttenberg is as bad as I've read. Certainly leading up to it I had a lot of intrepidation. The biggest issue for me was that my website updated automatically by my provider, and so I didn't have any chance to be prepared for it. But that said, WordPress still, broadly speaking, is very accessible. This works well in my colour scheme, screen reader friendly for the most part, and good with my zoom. It's just the fact that now the controls aren't very intuitive, and from a vision impaired perspective, and also screen reader users will struggle with some of those core editing features. Thanks very much.